Okay, hello everybody. This is ThembisAfrika again. Today I am with Nokukhanya Linda all the way from Caversham. She's a nurse. So I'd like to ask her to introduce herself and tell us more about herself.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Nokukhanya Linda is my surname. Uh, my background, I'm from a very low background. Like, I'm from nothing, if I can put it like that. I grew up, even sometimes, don't have food on the table. So, my mom used to work hard, but still couldn't like afford all our needs at home. My journey to study. My mom was a domestic worker. She used to save a lot for our studies. Yeah. What more do you need about the
No,
background?
I think that's enough. That's enough. But all I can say is that, as you can see, we're sitting comfortably. This person is specializing in heart, and I think you know a lot about our hearts. Even though I'm not sure about that. But then I like to ask you, because most of us, something, let's say we are, for example, we're heartbroken by another person or heartbroken by the next person. It can be a relationship that is romantic or a relationship like with your family, you know.
Friend, family,
So
yeah.
do you, can you tell me, because some of us believe that whenever we hurt, uh, our hearts gets broken. Do you think, does that affect our hearts, or what does it do?
Hmm. Okay.
Is
It
that
does.
like a real thing? That's whenever you hurt,
Your heart
your
is
heart gets,
broken.
yeah.
I think that is an emotional feeling. Because you feel pain when you are heartbroken. You feel the pain. But physically, I don't think it affects the heart muscle that much.
Okay.
They used to say people with heart condition they mustn't stress too much or get excited too much. No, no, no. To control your heart, if you got a heart condition, it's all about sticking on your medical treatment as well as the food that you're eating. It has to be healthy because what damages your heart mostly, it's the I can say the cholesterol, which is the oil that
True.
accumulates in the
True.
heart, as well as the what I mean, how do you put this? Those who are smoking,
Okay.
nicotine,
Nicotine.
nicotine,
Yeah.
yeah, and nicotine. Those are the things. Even caffeine as well, because it affects your heart arteries. Yeah, it narrows your arteries. So and that's where your heart muscle works hard. So,
So love
but
doesn't have anything to
emotionally,
do.
no, 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 no. It's psychological. I can put it
Okay,
that
then
way.
now I know,
Yeah,
because like people would say,
it's
ah, you've
psychological.
broken my heart, nah, nah, no.
Mm-mm.
And I'm
I
like,
think it's just a say that you're breaking my heart. Though
yeah,
you physically feel the pain in the heart, like something is happening in your heart,
yeah,
but
and then
then
you react by
it's not that much.
crying.
Yeah, it's an emotion.
Sure.
It's an emotion. Yeah.
So I believe that whenever you are doing something, can be that like maybe you are a nurse, for example, or a scientist, whatever work field you're in, you face challenges, and sometimes you are able to overcome some of the challenges that you're facing, and then sometimes you like quitting in that field. So how do you, what are the most challenging things that you like came across? Kule work field, you know?
In my work field, eh, our work field is it's the most challenging work field ever. For instance, when you start working, you are exposed to things that you've never thought you'll be exposed at. When you apply for nursing, you always know that you're gonna be working with people, but then you don't think of people who are really injured, people who are being operated,
Sure.
like those cases, blood being exposed to blood to a person's organs, all of this. You don't think of that. You only think about you writing the names down. It's all about
Yeah.
paperwork that you think about when you think about nurses, when you think about nursing, because when you visit the hospital, that's what you see most of the time. but you don't see the depth of it, where you need to analyze a person's body by seeing the numbers.
Sure.
Analyzing what is happening within the person's body by only seeing the numbers. So yeah, it's really challenging when you within the field. You see a lot, yeah.
And then what is it that excites you in that work line?
In that work line, I'll speak about cardiac mostly. With my type of specialty, it's easy to get your reward.
Sure.
Because there are certain procedures that we normally do. We don't keep people for long in the hospital. Like there are those other general units where a recovery of a person can take a month, can take a year sometimes. But in our specialty, like within a week, you see where you're going with a person. Let's say a person comes with a chest pain, immediately that person needs to go for an examination called coronary angiogram. Once that is done, you see exactly what is wrong with the person. It shows you a trace of where the problem is, what is causing the pain. Then from there, if it's that severe, it can be treated medically, it can be treated with medication. If you see that you can't treat it medically, then a person goes for a surgery. After the surgery, a person starts to recover. You know where you're going with a person. If it's medically, it's also like straightforward. You just give the medication that is prescribed. Some can go on chronic medication, some of them it's a short-term medication. Yeah, I think I love cardiac because you are quick to see the difference or the recovery of a person compared to other general cases.
Did you want to become like specifically do cardiac when you were young, or you wanted something out of the...
To be honest, when I was growing up, I didn't see myself being a nurse. I wanted to do information technology. I wanted to do things that were currently being done by my peers at that time. And then due to my mom, as I told them, from a very poor background, they didn't have sufficient funds for me to pay for those courses that I wanted, because they were very advanced for them, and it was going to take me longer to find job in order to support back home.
Yeah.
So nursing was my mother's choice. I'm sorry to say that. But
now you're enjoying it.
In love with it.
And with that being said, as I was doing my research, I also found that you found interest in doing research about cardiac specifically.
Yes.
So tell me about that. When are you planning to do that? And you want to go overseas, right?
Yes.
For that. So tell us about that.
Okay, that is on the pipeline at the moment. I'm still dealing with the paperwork of the whole process to go there. But my wish, okay, it's on the pipeline, but I wish everything can go as I wish. I wanted to do research, not specifically on cardiacs, but on medical condition in general.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And my plan is to go to Saudi Arabia.
All right.
To study there, to get the qualification from there.
And then I realized that you also love traveling.
I do.
And you are a mother of Ndalwenhle. And then you're working, obviously, and now dealing with being a breadwinner. How do you balance all of that? How do you manage? How do you make sure that your son is well parented? And then how do you make sure that your work is the first work
it's all not easy, but everything takes commitment, full commitment, in order to work. In order for it to work, you need to commit yourself. I'm a single mother, as you said, for Ndalwenhle. My work is a 12-hour job. My job is a 12-hour job. I start at 7 in the morning, I finish 7 in the evening. So in order for me to balance, I've taught my son to start doing a bit of a homework before I come home. So when I get home, I don't have a choice.
Food is
I know. When I come back from work, we have to revise the whole work that he
Make
has
sure
done.
that
Make sure that everything is done. Read the whole homework book in order to know what's supposed to be done for the day. So yeah, that's how I try to help him with his homework. Where I cannot manage, there is my sister. I ask her to help. Yeah, basically that's what I do. As a breadwinner, being a breadwinner, I think now it's a little bit better because most of my sisters are adults. So if I just send money, things they do take care of the things that needs to be done back home. So
nice.
yeah.
So that's covered. And then traveling.
Traveling, I do travel with friends.
Okay.
Like yeah, I do travel with friends, but I haven't done it in a long time. The last time we did it was 2019 on my birthday. So I haven't done it for a long time, but I love it. It's so relaxing, like especially as I'm doing this job that I'm doing, which is very stressful. So traveling relaxes my mind a lot.
Then how do you deal with, let's say, the patient, you call it patient, right? Or whatever that you guys wanted to fix in their bodies or in their hearts. How do you guys?
That's strange.
Because like for me, in as much as like I love working with people, I love like sebenzing abantu, but then I feel like it would be too much for me to be in a field where I have to see a person suffering, and I'm saying my emotions are and like how do you deal with that? How do you make sure that I'm emotions
they don't get involved? It's very hard not to get attached to a person because the minute a person comes through the door
and then you treat
with a
them
problem, the only thing that clicks to your mind, this person is just here for a few days, gonna get better and go home. So if it goes opposite direction, obviously your emotions will be involved. But as a professional, you have to control yourself. As much as you are hurt, but you mustn't display that emotion in front of your client, which is your patient as well as their family. You must try to be strong for them.
But now I feel like you have to deal with the emotions from work and then emotions from home and friends and
I'm telling you.
How do you do that? How do you make sure that you are okay? How do you guys, or maybe how does your people, like those people that hired you, make sure that your work is by Caesar in terms of your emotions?
Controlling your emotions. There is a psychological help that is provided for healthcare workers. But other than that, being a Christian plays a big role when it comes to such things. Because before you start your work, you know that you have to pray. And God is more powerful than anything ever. He controls you through everything. You overcome without, sometimes you also get confused. How did I overcome it, a certain challenge? Because God does play a big role.
I love the fact that you involve God in this. I also wanted to ask you, how is your relationship? How did you start knowing God, and how is the relationship between you and Him?
I'm a very fortunate person in terms of being born in a Christian family. Even my great parents, like everybody at home, we are a Christian family. My mother was brought up by Christian parents, so she learns from them. She also brought us the same way. I grew up attending Sunday school, where I got most of the information about God from. So from there, everything that I learned from Sunday school is what makes sense now. As I am old.
And Sunday school is
we were doing memory verses and everything. All those memory verses, you know that they only coming back now and they are making sense now. Yes. They taught us about praying. At that time it didn't make sense, but now you know how to pray, you know what you're praying for, you know what you expect.
And then you start declaring all those verses.
Exactly. Now. Like even offering, we learned about offering from Sunday school.
But
Though
it's
it
only
really makes
making,
it's only
yeah.
making sense now. So from my Christian background is playing like a big role in my life. It's playing a big role in my life. Or everything that I've achieved so far, it's through God. Without Him, I wouldn't have anything. That is why I'm this person who doesn't boast most of the time about the material things, because without God, I would have nothing. If He decides that He takes everything away, I'd be left with nothing. Exactly. So it's all through God that everything is possible.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I don't like to mention this, but is your car that you own now your dream car, or you still want to own like those huge cars? Are you into that? Are you the type of person who's like, I want to drive a Mercedes Benz one day, or you satisfied with whatever that you're getting from God?
No.
You just fine.
I'm grateful with everything that God gives me.
Sure.
I'm not this person that says I'm rushing to get more. I'm not that person. Even what I have now, it wasn't the things that I was like pressurized, like I was under pressure to get. Like, I'm not a pushy person, but I believe with God everything is possible. I know this one day I'll drive a Mercedes Benz. That's one thing I know.
Yeah.
Because I've seen where God took me. You know that we're from a mud house.
Yeah.
You know a mud house?
Yes, I know it.
A mud house which is not even cement plastered.
Yeah.
That's where we're from. That's my background. From a floor that didn't even have a carpet.
Yeah, you use what's animal waste to.
Unfortunately, yeah, it's a kind of a township. They didn't
Okay.
use animal waste.
Okay.
But then it was like, I don't know if you can call a house floor a gravel floor.
Okay, I don't know.
I don't know how you
What did
can.
you guys put? Cement?
It was cement, but not a fine, smooth cement.
Okay,
It
I
was
think
just
I
a rough
know what you're
cement.
talking- okay,
You see,
okay.
it was a rough cement. Like we're from a very, very poor background. I think everybody in my neighborhood was better than us. We were the poorest people.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the area. So when I grew up, I didn't even think that I'll even change a location or an address. My dream was to build a better house where I'm staying, where I have been raised. I didn't think of myself buying another house in a better place than where I'm from. So it's all by the grace of God. Like, none of the things that I'm owning that I planned, like in this year I'll be owning this, that, like
21 is
yes,
yeah.
even those declaration, current pastors used to say you must declare over your life. I do declare, but
it's not like if you don't get it.
My priority was peace.
Sure.
I want to live a peaceful life, a joyful, peaceful life. Material things are the things that God blesses me with along the way.
Yeah.
And they are like cherry on top. But my priority is peace.
Just peace.
And connection with God. Yeah.
Okay. How do you want your son to look like in maybe Masasega 21, 20, what is it that you wish definitely, yeah.
Okay.
You want him to become?
I want
Or you want him to just live his life? Okay,
first of all, the Bible says the beginning of wisdom is to know the Lord. So that's what I want him to have, to know and acknowledge the Lord, or to acknowledge Jesus as the Lord and Savior in his life. Then from there, I can't prescribe his life how it must go. But once he has a relationship with God, everything will go smoothly. He will be the best thing ever, because God directs his steps.
Okay, so I feel like for a person who's watching now, they want to know, how do you then make your decisions? How do you make sure that you accomplish all the decisions that you've taken as well?
My decisions, okay. I'm a prayerful person, first of all. Secondly, I prioritize in life. There are things that doesn't matter, like deciding to buy an expensive car, yet you don't have a house. I prioritize. As I said, I want a peaceful life. If you have a comfortable home, you are peaceful. You can take a taxi to work, but when you come back, you come into a comfortable home. Yeah, I prioritize in everything that I do.
So it's a matter of prioritizing.
Yeah, I prioritize what matters the most.
Okay. And angithi uyabona ukuthi in this generation of ours, kunalezi zinto lezi zabo racism, gender-based violence, zonke lezi zinto lezo. What is your take in that? What is it that you feel like the world needs to know about such things?
Firstly, about racism. As this generation weren't exposed so much in racism as our fathers and forefathers. But all I can say in this generation is that you don't judge a book by its cover. Color means nothing.
Nothing at all.
People got different personalities.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned. Yes, and perspective. Go to a person like as you would love them to come to you. In that way, I believe that if you've got an innocent mind and an innocent heart, like your intentions are pure to that person, even if that person is treating you in a negative way, that won't affect you that much because you are just pure.
Yeah.
I
also believe in intentionality, that you have to be intentional in everything.
Yes, you have to have a pure intention in everything. But if you expect the person by judging them with their skin color, then you're gonna get what you are expecting from a person. If you are a negative,
in as much as the person won't be doing that, but then
you will feel that they are doing it. Yeah, you will feel like they are doing it. So I think your intentions must be pure
in everything that you
do, and at the same time, be careful, like on how you interact with a person. If you're gonna interact with a person in a disrespectful way, obviously you're also gonna receive the same thing,
the same attitude.
So be careful how you approach a person. Must put it that way.
Okay, I think thina sisalandela ngemuva, like our youth sinalento yokuthi we need to have someone ongaphambili kwethu to look up to, which is a role model, I'll call it. And then when you grow up, did you have a role model, and who was that person, and how was your relationship? Did you get a chance to be like to meet the person and like engage with them and see how they did whatever that made you call them your role model?
I did have a role model. I'm a very forward person. If I like what you're doing, I'll come close to you and talk to you. Some people are not the same. Some of them will just brush you off. Some of them will accommodate you. If you brush me off, I'm very like flexible. I'll move away. So I was so fortunate that I did come close to my role model. She was a bit older than me, but I used to look up to her a lot. She's Miss Hlongwane from Chilemyama. She's the one who assisted me, Meme. I don't think you know her.
Miss Hlongwane.
Meme.
That's like what's this place? Shamwa Road somewhere.
Yeah.
That's her. That's her. I also know her.
I used to love that woman a lot. She was very humble, down to earth. So I started like being friends with her sisters, younger sisters. Then I got to get closer to her in that way. Fortunately, she liked me as well because I'm respectful. I'm a very respectful person. So she liked me. Then I used to tell her I used to tell she knows that I love her a lot and I admire her a lot. Then I told him about my dreams. I wanted to get my family out of poverty because, as I told you, that we were very poor. We're the poorest people in where I grew up. So I told her, and she was the one who assisted me to get to a nursing college because she used to work there. She was an admin clerk. you'll think she was something huge.
I know
But
her.
the way she used to engage with people, I loved it. And the way she used to carry herself. Even my parents used to tell us about her. Usuyiphethe kahle lo muntu, like nje uyabahlonipha abantu abadala, like uyamazi how she used to carry her. So I used to love her a lot, to admire her a lot. Even today, I love her.
When I was still young, when she was a friend with my mom. Like kungenhle ekhaya and then kwakhe kungezansi. So I used to go there and then ngizobiza mama, Hooray.
Oh, she's very sweet, even now. But then we don't share so much relationship now because like we do singing dala and senza ihlukile. But she was my role model. Even now, I still love her. Because even when I started like studying, she was not that person or jealous, you know, coming down.
Yeah, I know.
If they see that you are becoming something better than what you were, you're not better than them, but you are becoming better than what they know you as.
Yeah.
And then they start becoming jealous and start to fight you. Yeah, but she didn't do that. She was like walking me every step of the way. She was like my sister. She used to call herself my sister at college. Yeah.
How old was she?
I don't know, maybe like 70s, somewhere in 70s. Okay. But then she used to refer to me as a sister, so.
Maybe I think that's the relationship you guys had at the time.
Yeah. Like she was so accommodative. We weren't even on the same age group, but she was so accommodative.
What made you call her your role model? What is it that was interesting
about her? The way she loved her family. She loved her family. She loved her mom. Like, she loved her siblings. She will go out of her way to take care of her siblings. Like, she's a very responsible person. And the way she used to carry herself, as I told her, and they used to tell us, it says, so was over 21, like we were kids at that time, not 7, she was a virgin and all of that, yeah. And then, like, and even if you meet her, she wouldn't treat you like, because, like, from my background, most of the people who used to look down on us, she wouldn't portray the same, like, attitude to us. Like, she even been adopted my younger sister as a child. She adopted her as Inganya. Like, she was that person, a sweet person.
I hope she watches this. I
remember. So most of people at that level, especially in a township, they normally look down on other people.
Yeah.
They normally look down on other people. Yeah, and they are families, but she was very different from them.
Okay, now I want you, because I'm a person who's like, I want the next generation to have someone to look up to. I want the next generation to be motivated, and I want the next generation to be something bigger and better than this generation. Yeah. So I always make sure that whenever the person that I invited to the show come, you must leave something that's going to leave the person that is watching with something. In one of the interviews. So I also want you to give that person a motivational, I don't know, paragraph, quotation, whatever that you think will help that person. Maybe if they have started something, but then they feel now they are failing, and you want to encourage them to continue doing even though they're failing. Because some of us, we feel like, and then you're like, anyway, that this person never failed. Never failed. Because most of us, my Instagram, because people, they show their success, they don't show us their struggles and their failures, and abazi nabo ukuthi yabo lo muntu failile, lo muntu kwenzakaleni. We just see people owning cars, owning nice bags, nice things,
exactly.
But then we don't know exactly how would you motivate the person that is watching now to do something, start something, be a self-starter, and start to think about your future in Deganjan. So I just want you to motivate that person, give that person something to think about.
Okay. I'll say to declare yourself as a failure, it's when you fail and never, it's when you fail and give up and never get up again to try again. Most of the successful people has failed a lot, several times, but they always told themselves that I won't just give up. I'll try again up until I get what I want. I'll involve myself in what I'm in that sentence also, because I've failed so many times. I've had,
and no one knows that, right?
I've failed so many times. Even during my studies, you don't just go smoothly. There are times where you need to do practical work. You'll be assessed on those practical work. I failed some of my practical work. Some of my practical work, I have failed several times, but I didn't give up. Every time I failed, I went home, re-rehearsed my work, went back again, up until I get it right. Because if I decided that because I failed now, I'm going to give up, I wouldn't be where I am today. So you keep trying up until you get your things right.
What if now you are trying? Because sometimes now I'm aligning this to I feel like as Christians, you start something, maybe you start a business, and then you hear that you have a calling in something, Now you've failed so many times, and then you start hearing, like in your heart, no,
this is not
come
right.
Like, and you're like, I feel like this is it. This is what I'm called for. Because really, at the end of the day, emhlabeni sonke silethele certain purpose.
Yeah.
So now you do impilo yakho yonke, I'm trying to be a doctor. Impilo yami yonke, I'm trying to be a doctor. And then boom, mhlambe sengithi 4th year I'm like, kufike nje like entertainment. I start doing entertainment, and I feel like I'm comfortable, I'm alright. How do you align zonke lezi zinto lezi and make sure that whatever that you're doing is something that you are purposefully placed like mhlabeni ukuthi uyenze?
Okay, when you're doing something of your purpose, you feel peaceful. When it's something that God didn't create you for, you feel miserable.
Okay.
So once you're peaceful about something, knows that what God meant for you, that's your purpose. Like what I'm doing, I'm very peaceful with my work.
Sure.
I get rewarded when I see somebody recovering and going home. Like if somebody is helpless, I feel bad. I want by all means to help that person. I'm peaceful with that.
So it's all about being in a peaceful place.
Yes.
Or you feel peaceful when
yes. You feel peaceful within yourself if you've reached your purpose or what God has planned for you to do. But if you're doing something that is not meant for you, you become miserable. Actually, you become miserable. It's like if you are in a place that you're not supposed to be, you don't get peace. You become miserable. Then if you are in a place of your purpose, then you become peaceful. And you feel like finding more, you become interested and enthusiastic in what you want to do. Then in that way, that's how you know that you're in the right place.
Sure. And now I'm starting to think of let's say you, because I feel like omunye umuntu engaba in a peaceful area, even though like you're not able to hear what God is saying in your life, but you feel like I'm at peace. Because why? Let's say you are making people happy in that environment, and you're always smiling in that area. Abanye abantu describe peace as that, as being happy, smiling, and abantu ohleli nabo they're happy. Would you describe peaceful or peace in general?
Okay, peace in general. It's all about feeling that your basic needs are covered.
Okay.
And the outcome of the work that you're doing is making you happy. About it. Yeah. the outcome of the work, like the actual work that you do, is making you happy, and you are able to cover the basic needs of your life.
Okay, in closing, I'm not making you choose, but for this one, I need you to choose. If you were to choose between money, like money, money. Well, I think I think so. Yes, entirely because
Okay.
you're a person of. Okay, but then let me continue. Between money and Ndalwenhle. I think that's quite obvious.
Money and Ndalwenhle, obviously, to be Ndalwenhle.
That's why I'm like,
money can't buy my child. Never.
No, not at all.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Otherwise, I want to thank you for coming to my show. Even though I'm at your place, as you can see. Thank you for giving me your time. If you ask them, you're still a student. But check as long as they like, what's going on? It's not like in and for a person to give you their time in their place and in their environment, it's not that easy. You know. And with that being said, I want to ask you, Uti, how do you make sure that the person that you bring in your own space is a person that you can trust and the person that you can rely on?
Okay. I'm having a very small cycle of people. I can call them friends. So most of the people that comes to my house, it's either I know them personally or through my friends, as I've said. And I've got very loyal friends. There's a say that says, in order to know a person, you know them through their friends. So you've seen people like Snake. You've seen people that I'm surrounding myself with. They are very good. They are good. They are very good people. Also, they got good relationship with God. So those are the people that I associate myself with the most. I don't just associate myself with anybody. I'm a Christian, obviously. I associate myself with Christian people.
Yeah.
So if I get a referral from a Christian person, obviously
then for sure that person is
is a good person.
Yeah, I just want to thank you for that, for just trusting me to come and for hosting me, even though I'm hosting you. For hosting me because like I was able to drink coffee and sit comfortably in your couch. Ngiyabonga kakhulu, and may God bless you with all your heart desires.
Thank you so much.
And akhulise Ndalwenhle.
I
see how much you love your son. Like I'm like,
I'm so
yeah, you love your son so much, and I wish you all the best on your journey of doing research and everything.
I'm so praying. I want to do that.
You guys, thank you for joining ThembisAfrika Phoswa, ThembisAfrika for you. Please subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel. Press the notification button. Share the channel. Comment, say whatever that you want to say. I'll read and reply to you guys. Otherwise, it's love and light from me, and then UNNOTICEABLE Linda will say.
Okay. Ngizobonga ithuba nje ngilinika uThembisa kube intokozo futhi uyena. I feel so special. Just imagine somebody taking the time to come and do an interview ekhaya lakho in the comfort of your home. So nje ngiyabonga kakhulu for ithuba. I hope kukhona ozosizakala through this show that we just had with uThembisa.